Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So Donald Trump got a new nickname over the weekend, and I think it's one of the best ones yet. The hashtag Don Corleone was trending on Twitter over the weekend, and people were just being brutal about his cash woes. But as you may have heard, an appeals court threw him a lifeline this morning. They agreed to give him 10 days to come up with a reduced bond for that New York fraud trial judgment and his appeal. As you all know, he owed more than $450 million. Well, this appeals panel said he can post a bond of only $175 million. I mean, I say only, but for someone who's supposed to be a billionaire, that should be a drop in the bucket. It's unbelievable that they allowed this reduction because over the weekend, I don't know if you guys saw this, but he was bragging about how he has almost $500 million in cash. So he initially said he had over 300 million in liquid assets, but because he's so insecure and everybody's been poking fun at him about being broke, he posted on his failing social media site, quote, all in caps, by the way, through hard work, talent, and luck, I currently have almost $500 million in cash, a substantial amount of which I intended to use in my campaign for president. So again, all in caps, that's why I'm yelling. I don't know which part is funnier. I don't know which part is more laughable. The part about him having nearly 500 million, which is unlikely, or the part about him intending to use that money for his campaign. We all know he loathes using his own money for anything. So anyway, this appeals panel let him off the hook. And Trump claims that he'll abide by their decision. He said, one way or another, he's going to post a bond. The next bit of news is positive, though. Trump's first criminal trial will begin April 15th. The trial was supposed to begin today, but a U.S. attorney's office just recently handed over thousands and thousands, like 100,000 documents related to the prosecution of Michael Cohen. So it's, of course, Trump's former attorney and his fixer. Well, Trump asked for a 90-day delay in the trial. He also alternatively said dismiss the case because his attorneys allege the district attorney violated discovery laws and that they engaged in misconduct by sitting on this information on all these documents. But the DA's office pointed out Trump waited until January of this year to request these documents from federal prosecutors. So the DA's office doesn't have these documents. They didn't have these documents. So there was a hearing this morning, and the judge in this case is Juan Merchan. He set that new date, and then he went off on Trump's attorneys a little bit. The judge pressed Trump attorney Todd Blanche to provide an example of any case in which the district attorney had authority over evidence held by a federal prosecutor. And Judge Merchan asked him, quote, can you give me a single case? So Blanche tried to bob and weave, he tried to filibuster, and then the judge repeatedly shut him down. And the judge said, quote, that you don't have a case right now is really disconcerting because the allegations that the defense makes in all of your papers about prosecutors' misconduct is incredibly serious, unbelievably serious. You're literally accusing the Manhattan DA's office and the people assigned to this case of prosecutorial misconduct and trying to make me complicit in it. And you don't have a single cite to support your position. And then the judge also laid into Blanche for waiting to request these documents. He pointed out Blanche is a former federal prosecutor, so he should have known better. The judge said, quote, why did you wait 2 months before trial? Why didn't you do it in June or July? And then he reminded Blanche that it's not the prosecutor's job to hunt down these documents. And then the judge even said the DA's office did even more than what they're required to under the law. He told Blanche, quote, the people went so far above and beyond what they were required to do that it's odd that we're even here. So at this point, it's going to take a miracle for Trump to delay this trial even further. Barring an act of God, he is going to trial on April 15th for paying hush money to a porn star. So, it's tax time. That's not good, but at least we have something to look forward to. Last but not least, a forensic psychiatrist from the University of British Columbia is warning that based on her assessment and observations, Trump is exhibiting signs of behavioral variant frontotemporal dementia. So Dr. Elizabeth Zoffman is the doctor who spoke with Salon News Outlet and gave them her assessment. She said that her observations, quote, are garnered from viewing the phenomenon of Mr. Trump for the past decade. Also, observations from viewing old videotape interviews and coverage of Mr. Trump as a younger man, from part of my impression that Mr. Trump might benefit from a thorough evaluation by a neuropsychiatrist with expertise in neurodegenerative disorders. So Dr. Zoffman said what her concerns are is that Trump's, quote, decline in cognitive focus on speech subjects with incomplete sentences and an inability to focus on a topic long enough to complete a sentence when not reading from a teleprompter. Also, his, quote, disinhibition and an inability to control verbal outbursts. And then the doctor also mentioned that he has an odd gait and, odd movements. She told the news outlet, quote, his walk appears wide-based and he has developed a swing of his right leg. He appears glued to the floor when he dances for his audience. If caught on camera standing still, he appears unnaturally immobile. And then Dr. Zoffman said that he would need to undergo an evaluation and an MRI to confirm her diagnosis, but there is no known cure. She said that this form of dementia is a progressive neurodegenerative disorder that leads to progressive deterioration and early death. So there you go. I will let you know when I hear more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.